Hello and welcome to Thaumcraft 3. It's part 5 now. So what I wanted to do is talk about a few items. We have Nitor. Nitor is interesting. It's actually fire that you can place anywhere, a bit like a torch. However, it can be placed on any surface. Interestingly, it's actually Nitor actually looks up in Wikipedia. It's a eukaryotic organism, which is a multicellular organism, obviously with the genetic material contained within the nucleus, from the kingdom Animalia, the phylum Mollusca. The class Gastropoda, but yeah, in Thaumcraft it is a floating ball of fire. Unfortunately, a lot of these textures are not actually in here, so I'm not sure if that's a big problem. What I might do actually is, first of all, I want to just look at the Thaumonomicon quickly. If you recall, if you go into the config file of Thaumcraft, there is a setting that says allow sheet with the default configuration set to false, and you simply have to change that to true to acquire this item. As you can see, it's not working very well with this texture pack. I will need to look into this. Interesting. Or a motus. Yeah, I'm considering doing a separate series. It's different for each one. Seems to be fairly well fleshed out. But like I say, yeah. What I'm going to have to do, I believe, is remember, I mean, let's just talk about what I've actually done. In the first episode, we simply went to the Thaumcraft temple. There's nothing particularly in there. A massive aura node in the middle. I could talk about. I don't want to talk about moving aura nodes or different types of aura node. It's something which, well, to be honest, it's to do with electric fields, really, and I'm not sure that I want to talk about it at the moment. Maybe in a few months. This is new, I believe. So yeah, I've done this thing. These are I've done a lot of the high level ones. In the first episode I did that. In the second I did very basic with the arcane work table. And I built the thing out of the blocks as well, and the crucible and all that. And then the third and fourth I did all the advanced stuff. So now what I want to talk about, brain in the jar may be a good option. However, what I'm going to have to do though is I'm going to these accoutrements for the golems. They add a few amounts of stuff. I'm not going to do the golem stuff. I've shown the golems already. They basically it's like a sorting system. I can see the appeal of them, but again, it's one of those things where, you know, unless these guys are on power lines, then it's almost like. I remember actually thinking that the Thaumcraft stuff looked interestingly like that, but better. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's just interesting how it's going to go and all this stuff. Portable hole I'll look at. So yeah, what I'm going to do is so the basic what's going to happen is I'm going to go to the normal texture pack. Once I go to the normal texture pack, I'm going to show Nitor. I've already explained some various things about it actually being a snail, but obviously not in Thaumcraft. It's just a random aside. And then we'll talk about brain in the jar. We're going to talk about the portable hole, the infernal furnace. We'll also talk about these guys here, the arcane bellows. So that's all coming back when I return back in the normal texture pack. Default rather. So back we are in the normal texture pack. Now I have one advantage, which is that I can actually see what the hell I'm actually going for. You know, Thaumcraft gets updated quite a lot. I suspect it's going to go down a bit, the amount of updates it's going to get. You can see you can place that there. Can place that there. Or we in fact can simply put a piece of obsidian down, or any other block for that matter, just what I happen to have there. Put that there, break the obsidian, and there we go. So it'd be interesting, be a good way in a map perhaps to draw a path. yeah, would I suppose the advantage of having a path like this is that it'd be very easy to see things in the middle of it. I mean, the main functionality is that you can actually see things that are actually in the, in the air, just kind of handy. Now, this brain in the jar business, yeah, I'm not going to go into the recipes for this because it's just research and its aspects, its essences, and to be honest, it's not. There may be a time in the future when I just do a thorough breakdown on the whole lot, but until that time, it's not gonna. I'm not gonna do that because it involves me putting, aura and flux into it. It basically involves me screwing up my world in a sense just to make a video, and it's not. And it's too high a price to pay. If you saw the first, I mean, it's probably why in the first 2 episodes I decided to go for the just do everything by the temple, because I thought, well, this is the temple, it's in the middle of a fucking wasteland, who gives a shit if I screw it up. And that was kind of the approach that I took. You can see the brain in the jar makes a funky noise once it's placed. And then if we put some, remember there's different types of zombie as well. We have the angry zombie, and also we have this creature as well, the fire bat. Both Thaumcraft enemies. The fire bat is found exclusively, however, in the Nether. The Nether is something that I will be getting to once all these mods and things update to 1.5. I thought it best to wait until really venturing into the Nether at all. I haven't done so in the past 3 months. But since I started the in December, the whenever it was, 14th perhaps. So yeah. So what were we going to do now? Portable hole I can show is a very, very simple one to show. Here it is. And keep in mind, some of this stuff is probably not going to work that effectively. I will get onto this jar, but this whole thing is quite cool to look at. All you do is just bang it down, and after a few seconds it will disappear. And yeah. So there's that. I don't think nitro does anything bad to the atmosphere. I don't think so anyway. So what I wanted to do is, yeah, I mean these portable jar things, they're supposed to fill with XP up to a maximum of 1,000 XP. And one of the things I'm going to do in my Minecraft feature series is that when we actually get, I want to work out, because apparently 30 levels is equivalent to 1,000 XP. So I'm going to want to look at, obviously as you go higher the XP, it's harder to get XP, but there's 2 ways of doing that, aren't there? There's one that you could just increase the amount of XP there is to make it harder to actually level up, or you could simply lessen the, I think this is what it's actually done, is that you lessen the ability of getting XP. I mean, yeah, I mean, I know that's what's happened, it's obvious, it's not just, well, we'll see. Zombie. Okay, I won't be doing that again. Yeah. Oh, you fuck. But what's supposed to happen, I believe, is you kill enemies nearby, right? Oh, come on. Yeah, you see that? Bang in there. So, if I go in here, there we go. I collected it as I did. So that's actually a fairly decent demonstration now. I tell you, it's much easier in a normal bloody texture pack to do the Thaumcraft stuff, because it doesn't fuck out as much. To be honest, everything's easier in the normal texture pack. I just don't particularly like to use it, So let us go on to the next section, which is the Infernal Furnace. Yeah. Now, for instance, the Infernal Furnace is the only way you get these things, all these nuggets. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, there might be nuggets in another mod. As far as I'm aware, though, all the nuggets are pretty. Let's just see. 3. Yeah, they're a bit all over the place. Probably means there's a few other nuggets in the mods, but I know for a fact that the beef nuggets and the pork nuggets as well are Thaumcraft related. Yeah, and there's unfortunately I don't see this there's a recurring theme of fucking chicken everywhere. You know, I don't know if there's a, you know, it's sort of like a mod developer, you know, sort of chicken community or something. But anyway, so, oh dear. So, there is the bottom layer. The second layer is much the same. Well, actually, it's completely different. Well, not completely different, but pretty different. Yeah. Well, no. And you can just smash them in the face there to destroy them. And, oh dear. What do I do with my fucking lava bucket? It's gone. Of course you didn't see the lava bucket. There it was there though. Let's go one, and you know, this is one of those things that it helps to be honest. It doesn't always work unless you're right by an aura node, and there is actually no way to make the trees grow fast. Yeah, well, there is one way, which is to go into a Mistcraft accelerated world. But that is tedium in the extreme. But that's basically how you make it. And oh wow, it actually worked. It needs 100 of these. V. I don't like saying V. It sounds wrong. As you can see, there's these holes in the side of it. Let's get rid of this shit. These holes are used to pimp your infernal furnace. They can be also used on regular furnaces, but I don't see the point. So we'll just pimp it out a bit like this. Okay. And then we'll get some beef, like so. And you can put in multiple items into here. It will do them sequentially in the order in which you put them in. Obviously you don't do it like this. Do it like this. So we'll put 5 pieces in. There they go. And there we go. We've got 7 beef nuggets and 5 steaks. And beef nuggets. And you can put a lot of stuff in here. You know, you can put in Industrial Craft 2 dusts, thermal expansion dust. It's a multi-purpose machine in a way that is dissimilar from other multi-block structures, which tend to be very closely related to the specific mod which they are built for. But yeah, I mean that's basically it. You know, you can imagine how the rest of it works. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. In the next episode, I will talk about various different items in Thaumcraft. Whether I do the golem sorting system, I guess I mean it's a possibility. I mean, in my mind, is kind of like a primitive sorting system compared to one like Red Power. However, it may be a fun sorting system to do, and I may find some use for combat golems. I suppose that brain, the brain in the jar would be a good use if you could, with a spawner from the soul shards or something. You know, I'm just thinking off the top of my head. But yeah, that is it.